Well, good morning, folks. It is good to see y'all again today. Today I'm going to show you guys another day of what it looks like to have a nursery, to be building a nursery, growing a nursery, whatever exactly it is this thing is that we're doing out here. And it's kind of cold this morning for late April. It's April the 25th. It's about 40 or 41 degrees out here this morning. And to be honest with you, I just didn't want to get out here and get started early. I don't like cold weather, never have. That being said, there's a lot to do, and I guess as far as I can tell, sometimes you just got to do it anyway. So, working on irrigation line today. We've got a lot of mulch to move around. We've got potting to do. Probably several other nursery talk things to share with you guys today. So, looking forward to showing y'all again just kind of what's going on today, how long it takes to do some of these things, and what you might expect if you're delving off into this world yourself. So, anyway, we're going to have a good day today. We're going to work hard today, and it's going to be a really nice day once it warms up some, and looking forward to getting after it. Well, all right, guys, just kind of show you what I'm doing. This is just a box here where my main line ends. My irrigation line comes back this way, and it ends there, and I'll show you guys some more of that on a later video. I'm going to do a whole video on this irrigation project, but the hardest part of this project is just digging this trench that this line has to go in, and I've been working on this for about a day or a day and a half on and off. Probably worked on it about, I don't know, probably took me 3 hours to dig that much of it. But look, I'm 45 years old. I've had back surgery before, got a little fusion action going on there in my lower back, and I just don't have the desire to just dig for hours at a time. So I've been digging, you know, a few feet at a time, take a break, do something else, come back, dig a few more feet. Definitely the worst part of this job, going out this way, getting irrigation out here, the worst part of this by far is digging the trench. So all the PVC work, you got to get it done, but it's not so hard on your back. So I try to take care of my back, but I don't ignore the fact that, you know, doing nothing is not good either. So anyway, that's more than any of you wanted to know, I'm sure. But one of the projects I'm working on today is just to continue to extend this digging out this way. Fortunately, I live in a climate where I only bury these lines about 6 feet deep, and I'll drain them out during the winter anyway, so I don't have to dig a deep trench. I think I said 6 feet, 6 inches deep. If that thing was 6 feet deep, you can forget it. Anyway, so I'm going to be digging a little bit this morning, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time showing you all that, but you kind of get the idea where I'm going to extend this line from out of the bottom of the box here, or again where the line ends, out that way to our new grow out area. So that's what we're working on. All right, guys, I got about 8 or 10 feet of the trench dug, and I can only do a little bit of that at once. I'll go back and work on that again in a little while, and now I'm going to do some watering of all these plants out here that we're trying to get our irrigation to, and you guys can kind of see how this looks when I do this, but this is relatively quick. I mean, there's about 2,500 plants out here to water. Y'all can see why I want to put irrigation on this, so I don't have to stand here and do this every day. And when it gets hot, it doesn't hurt to do this twice a day. So I don't want to spend more time on this than I have to when I could be doing other things. Irrigation saves time. It's just easier. So, you know, you don't have to just absolutely soak these. You just need to get some water to them and make sure you get some on all of them. The way that I top dress my plants with fertilizer, you can see it. down in the plants there. Little yellow granules on top of the plants. A light watering like this tends to activate and to use that fertilizer better than just washing it out real hard. You know, so you just want to kind of gently spread the water around. Certain times of year, if it's really hot, again, you may go over all of them twice. That's fine. Just want to get some water in them. Now, I am very fortunate where I live. I'm watering with city water, and I know that for some of you guys, that's just an impossibility because of where you live or because of the cost of water or water restrictions or whatever. But here in North Alabama, we got plenty of water. We got no water restrictions. Water is very cheap. My water bill for my nursery in the summer, I don't expect it to be over $150 a month, and that's the worst of it. So I can use as much water as I want with no problem, really. But I've got good water pressure, so I can take a water hose and a wand, like I'm using here, and I can cover a lot of plants pretty quickly because I got good water pressure. I'm going to do a lot more information on an upcoming video. I don't know, in the next couple of weeks. And talk more about irrigation as I'm doing an irrigation project. But, you know, irrigation is one of the parts of the nursery that's, you know, it's not real fun and it's not exciting and there's not really anything to see and show you and all of that. But, man, it is critical that you get your irrigation situation settled when you're building a nursery. If you've got a small nursery in your backyard or on your property or wherever, and you can water it all by hand, that absolutely works. I actually did that for years. I hand watered everything every day. And you can do a nursery like that. But once your nursery gets to some size, and I don't know exactly what some size means, that's probably different for everybody, but it just gets way too time consuming to water 3 or 5 or 10,000 plants or more by hand every day. It's too much. So your time can be better spent doing other things. So that's one of the things that I try to do is I try to get things in place that can speed things up or that can make it where it'll take care of itself. So I can either put this irrigation out here on a timer or I can just manually come and turn it on. Either way is fine with me. But just doing things to save time, you know, make it so you can be in 2 places at once. That's some of the things that are important to figure out how to do, and I'm always striving to figure out more of those things and get better at them and spend my money and effort in the right places. So, you know, you don't want to work hard every day and not have much to show for it. So getting irrigation figured out is one thing that can go a long way in working out some of those issues. All right, guys, I'm taking a break here for a second, and I just want to show you what I'm doing exactly. This is a hardwood bark mulch, and admittedly, not the easiest product to find, and many of you have asked about it, and all I can tell you is that I buy this from a local sawmill, and in my area, there's a lot of hardwood tree lumber operations. They take their trees to the sawmill, they debark them, then they debark the logs, then they take that bark and they shred it up into this product. I mean, you can just see that shredded up mulch, bark mulch. And it's not wood, it's not hardwood mulch, it's just the bark from the trees, and there's a huge, huge difference. Do not use hardwood or softwood for that matter in your potting mix. So I combine this hardwood bark mulch. I'm shoveling it out of the trailer here, and I let it sit over here for a few weeks it cools off. Like this pile up here is hot, like compost. This morning it came out here, it's cold. This pile is steaming in this trailer. So it needs to cool off and kind of neutralize before it's ready to be used. But I mix this with my pine bark. I've done a video on that before. I'll put it up right here in this corner. You can get a link to it there. But this is one of the ingredients, and I use this about 30–40% of this mixed in with my huge mountain over here of pine bark. So I just unshovel it on the side of the pine bark, and it can just sit here and do its thing, and I'll start using it in a couple of weeks or a few weeks whenever it cools off good. In the meantime, we still got mulch to unload, and this load that I bought is a total of about 4 yards total. All right, Chloe has come out and helped me finish shoveling this, and that's a big pile of mulch we've added there. She's kind of cleaning up the end of it, but 4 yards added to, I think the big pile was originally 70, and I don't know, maybe we've taken 10 out of it. So it takes a ton of potting soil to run a nursery, and I'm thankful. What is that, Chloe?
Big old chunk of wood.
And that was just in the bark pile. See, it's not just clean, pure bark.
This load was particularly messy.
Yeah, and we do find a few of those things, but we just discard them or whatever and we move on. So sometimes the potting soil pile is a little messy, but we're not worried about it, and it takes a lot of potting soil to run a nursery. So on to the next thing. All right, so we got some potting soil mixed up today, and this is an Annabelle hydrangea, and this is some that we propagated from our old house, our old nursery, our old place. Anyway, this is in a quart pot, so this would have been propagated. Right now it is April 2023. This would have been stuck as a rooted cutting during the summer of 2021. So then we grew it out last year, and this year it's ready to pot and it's ready to sell. We could have sold that probably last year if we'd have taken a little bit better care of it, but we didn't. But it looks really good this year. 2 nice tall stems and several growing from the bottom. And we're going to go from a quart to a true gallon. This is not a trade gallon. This is a true gallon size pot. So we're going to pot these up, and we've got a lot of these. I don't know how many we're going to get done today. We've got other things to do, but we're going to work on these for a while. These are going to be ready to sell soon, and they need to be rooted into their pots fairly well before we sell them. So we're going to pot them, fertilize them, water them, put them out for grow out for a few weeks, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to doing this. It's something we've been needing to get done, and now we got plenty of mulch and we're using the rest of our old mulch here in this. This is not the new stuff I just bought. This is some of the last of the old stuff we had, but we're going to get to potting. So all right, guys, so it is about 1:30 in the afternoon. So far, we got some digging done. We got the mulch unloaded. We got 2,000–3,000 plants watered, something like that. And we've got about 100, not 100, excuse me. We've got about 30 or 40 hydrangeas potted. We've got a total of about 100 of those Annabelles to do. But you know what we're going to do is we are going to stop for the day. And my day as a nurseryman is done, and my day as a dad is going to start. And my YouTube channel daughter, we're going to be working on her garden this afternoon, and you need to go check her channel out if you haven't. It's Savvy Daughter. I'll put a link to it actually just right here below me, and you need to go check out her channel. We're building a garden, and this is a long neglected project because we've been so stinking busy we're going to take some time this afternoon to work on it. So guys, this was a day in my life so far in the nursery today, and I hope you're getting a feel of what life for us is like and what it might be like for you if you were starting a nursery of your own. So guys, thanks for watching. I love y'all. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.